About a month ago, I was in Scotland and I fell over my big fat feet and landed, and I broke my humerus. Not funny. But I have to tell you, if you are going to break an arm, have you ever broken a limb?
Never.
It is very painful, really painful.
I'm sorry to hear
but
that.
if you are, and if you're going to break a limb, do it in Anstruther. Which is why because within 3 minutes, the ambulance was there.
Excellent job.
2 extraordinary young women who were the paramedics. They could see I was in genuine pain. Gas and air. I am now ready to have a baby. So they were marvellous, and they were very positive people, and my wife and I learnt a lot on the 50-minute ride to the Queen Victoria Hospital, Kirkcaldy, where, if any of you are interested in politics, and Matt will know who the Member of Parliament for that part of the world was, I thought, well, you know, it's Friday night and we're in Scotland. I've got to get, you know, I hope to. And I thought, anyway, so as we were taken in, there were 3 rooms. One was marked morgue. One was marked serious. And I was taken through a door marked minor injuries. Anyway, I still felt pretty rotten, and I was fearful of what I would find. So I said as we went in, do Gordon and Sarah come here often? Thinking if I dropped a name or 2, it would help. And then, rather disconcertingly, they said, oh, yes, they're here all the time. But I was swept through, and the good news is that though it was a Friday night in Anstruther, or rather it began in Kirkcaldy, there was not a lot of business. And so they were pleased to see me. They strapped me up. They gave me this thing. They gave me something called liquid morphine. When they heard that I came from London, they gave me 2 bottles. And I have been on that, can I say, ever since. So if I say anything unfortunate tonight, I will be blaming the drugs. But when I came back to London, I was advised, in fact, they said, go and see a specialist after they'd done this. And it was simply a senior nurse who did me up. And, you know, and I have to say, the accident happened at 6:15, and I was back in our B&B in Anstruther by about 1 a.m. So it was all done really, I mean, I could not speak more highly of NHS Fife. I really couldn't. Wonderful. And also their good humour and their just commitment to what they were doing. Anyway, I came back to London, and I went to see the consultant. As you can imagine, in Devonshire Street. And I had an X-ray, and he looked at me, and he said, who did all this? I said, NHS Fife. He said, it is brilliant. It's perfect. There's nothing for me to do. And he told me that, and then gave me his bill for £1,200. So my advice to you, Tortoise people, is stick with NHS Fife. If anything goes wrong tonight in Berners Street, I will not be going to Devonshire Street. I will be getting the train, if there is one, straight up to NHS Fife.
We'll send the chopper up to Scotland.
So I'm pleased to be here.
Well, I'm very happy to have you.
The other thing I wanted to say is I was a little disconcerted. You thought it was called Just a Minute. I thought it was called Just a 60 Minutes. I was rather alarmed to hear this thing that it's a mixture of Strictly Come Dancing and Newsnight. I've been on Newsnight, and believe it or not, I was asked to be again in Strictly Come Dancing this year. Can you imagine? But I wish I had done it, because think of the sympathy votes one would have got. I am going to remove this now because you keep it on, because now they recommend that the arm just rests, so I don't really need it. Oh, it's quite an interesting experience in its own way. One is so... Can I say something? Moving the arm about, at my age, this is as close as I get to an erotic charge. So I've been on Newsnight. I've taken part in something called Strictly Come To. Yes. And I've been, and also it's a show. The thing was described as a show. Yes. I didn't realise that's what Tortoise was. I thought you were an intellectual group. There's all the latter-day Jean-Paul Sartre and you being Simone de Beauvoir. That's what I was expecting. But a show is something a little bit different.
Yes. Well, now the show really starts. Wait till I ask a question.
Oh no. Don't rush yourself. Because I like the idea of being in a show. Because when I was a very little boy, I wanted to, well, I was going to say I wanted to be an actor. I didn't. When I was a very little boy, I wanted to be Prime Minister. And there may be people here this evening who rather wish that I was Prime Minister. But my mother wanted me to be an actor, and I was an actor. And the first time I appeared properly on the stage, it was a bit like this. It was I was very young, it was virtually a studio production of Hamlet. And I played the part of Hamlet. I was I know, it seems a bit unlikely now, I agree, but it was more than 50 years ago, and it was not a success. The audience didn't like it. The critics really didn't like it, and that encouraged the audience to come, knowing they weren't going to like it. And they came prepared, they threw eggs at me. No, seriously, threw eggs at me. It went on as Hamlet, came off as omelette. I will tell one more story, and then I'll let you speak for 20 minutes. I wouldn't if you were Paul Merton, but I will let you because it's you. When I did this original production of Hamlet, I thought, I'm only 21, it's ridiculous, I'm too young, but I'm doing it. And I thought, what I can offer this is youth. So I thought I would explore the relationship between Hamlet and the fair Ophelia. That's what I could give it at that age, the romance of it. But if you know the play, it's quite opaquely written, what's going on with Ophelia, how intimate they are. It isn't clear. And so I went to see one of the older actors in the company, an old boy who was then playing the part of Polonius, but had himself played Hamlet many years before. And I said to this old boy, what do you think is going on between Hamlet and Ophelia? How close are they? How intimate are they? For example, does Hamlet sleep with Ophelia? And the old actor replied, well, I don't know about the West End, laddie, but we always did on tour. Now, Liz, what were you going to ask?